WKNJ. We have a very special guest in the house, a young man who is from South Jersey but now resides in Clark. He goes by the name of Elsworth. What's going on, man? Glad to have you up in here.
Thanks for having me, man.
It's always a pleasure. You're a good dude. We've heard your music. You're a remarkable human being. Everybody and the people I know, they deal with you. So we had to have you up here. But now, first we start off the interview. We got to clarify one thing. I remember you're not a DJ, but on your Facebook, you told me the reason why. But we got to let the public know as to why you have it that way. DJ Elsworth SPB Brown.
Yeah, all right. My name on Facebook was DJ Elsworth SPB Brown because my real name is DJ Brown. My government, Dennis James Brown, DJ Brown. I wanted to keep the rap name in there. So I kept the Elsworth. SPB is my crew from South Jersey. I'm from a town called Summers Point. My crew's called Summers Point Blank, so kept the SPB in there, Elsworth SPB. But now it's DJ Elsworth Brown, so we got trying to clear it up. I don't want that misconception. I keep the periods in between the D and the J so people don't think I'm a DJ. You know, I don't want to disrespect the craft.
Understandable. So now I've cleared it up. So tell us more about you. You're from South Jersey in the town next to Atlantic City. Yep. And from what I understand, from looking at, because I grew up out here in Jersey as well, so I know what it's like in the northern. I grew up in, I guess, central to North Jersey in New York City. Okay. Down by where you guys are more Philadelphia influenced. You guys have the Philadelphia media market. Yeah. So coming from, I know what it's like to come from Jersey as it is to go into the city as it was. And you're from the middle of when I say not the middle of nowhere, well, to us up here, North Jersey would be the middle of nowhere. What about, how was that as an MC? Because most of the Jersey MCs were all from up north, with the exception of the Poor Righteous Teacher and YZ back in the day. How do you feel being a young suburban Caucasian male?
Yeah, it's actually cool, man, because I feel like now, especially that I'm living up here, you know, getting in contact with a lot of different MCs, producers up here, going to shows up here and stuff like that. It gives me, you know, more of a well-rounded aspect of Jersey and Jersey hip-hop, because not a lot goes on down in South Jersey. When we put on shows down there, we put on our own shows. You know, so it's cool being down there with Philly. You know, we got Philly, North Jersey, New York, because we've done shows in Philly, shows in South Jersey. I just did a show in Central Jersey with Rich and Prime Pro last weekend, or 2 weeks ago. Shows out in Long Island, so it's cool, you know, now that I'm living up here and that I've done stuff down there. My crew's still down there, so it's kind of like...
So you still consider Summers Point a home?
Yeah, I still consider it home. I've been up here for 2 years. I went to school up this way for 4 years before that.
Where did you go to school?
Seton Hall.
Okay.
Yeah, right over in South Orange. So I've been up here in North Jersey.
So you were there when the basketball team was good or bad? How were you?
My sophomore year, they were pretty good. My sophomore and junior, I think, and then senior year, they kind of fell off. But yeah, now it's cool, man. Like I said, I've been up here for 6 years, so... you know, just recently been getting more up on the scene up here and stuff, messing with different cats and stuff. But yeah, it's cool, like I said.
So what are your main influences in the hip hop game?
Main influences, man. I mean, I listen to a lot of old stuff, a lot of Wu-Tang, Nas, Biggie. I'm stuck on all that, man. I mean, right now in my whip, I got Snoop Dogg Doggy Style in. You know, I let that rock for a week in my whip. You know, I don't really download music like I used to. I'm not really into the mixtape scene like I used to. You know, I mean, back in the whole Dipset G-Unit days when I first, you know, really got into the mixtapes, it was downloading whatever was hot, and now it's kind of just like, you know, I'm you know, kind of stuck on that old stuff.
And I see you got a new album out, Chronic Illness.
New
mixtape, The Chronic Illness. Check that out for those. You have to get that if you don't have it.
Yeah, it's on Dat Piff.
On Dat Piff and everything.
YouTube, you can type in Elsworth Chronic Illness, you'll find some. I'm actually working on my album right now.
So why did you decide to call the mixtape The Chronic Illness?
Chronic Illness is a reference to, you know, that Mary Jane.
Yeah, okay.
So, you know, I don't know if we could talk about...
But alright, so we get the picture.
You know,
we get the picture.
I like to indulge in extracurricular activities a little bit.
So as an MC, and I know since you're a fan, I remember we had a conversation the other day that you said you would like to get into the battle scene aspect of hip hop. But how come? Why so much?
I mean, possibly a little bit. I mean, recently just with I've just been really into the whole battle scene. I feel like it's a great thing in hip hop right now. I wish there was more of like a stage for it, like with KOTD and Smack URL, what they got going on now. It's a whole other element, man. The live entertainment, in your face, like I just feel like there's nothing in hip hop right now that's that's even like touching that level of entertainment.
Okay. So, Ben, I can tell from conversation with you, you make it very apparent, and even on your mixtape, how you have the love of hip hop that you have in your heart. So, tell us a bit about why you think it's so vital for a lot of guys you see who, I mean, I'm sure if you come across it, I'm sure not come across about guys who say they're MCs, but they won't do the stuff that we do.
Exactly.
And when I say that, a good example is we were talking about the Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival. There was a guy there, and this ain't to talk bad about anyone. He goes, what is that? And you got a blog, homie. How you not gonna know? These are things you should know, and you living in this area. You should know about that.
Events, exactly.
And asking questions like, well, are you going? Or what's, like, no, the question is, are you going?
Exactly, yeah.
And this is the talk, like, why do you think it's so vital that MCs really get involved in the game? And, like, I mean, they should really love what they do. Do you think it's very vital that they shouldn't be just in it for, to meet girls and stuff?
I really, I don't know, I feel like I know certain MCs who I feel like kind of just do music when they get around to it, when they get a chance, you know, drop a track every 2 months, and just, I don't know, you got to keep your pen sharp, man. Like, when it comes to MCing, I'm always trying to do something, whether it's recording, even going to a show, listening to music, messing around, making beats, just hip-hop in any way. You know, I feel like being an MC, you always gotta be doing something, whether it's writing, sitting around jotting bars, like I said, working on, you know, your own music, or even going to shows, just being out there and, you know, networking with people. Like I said, staying sharp.
So, basically, so growing up, and so when did you first start to really get involved in hip hop? What made you say, you know what, I'm gonna take this seriously. I'm really gonna do this wholeheartely.
I mean, I've been spitting I'm about to be 25. I've been spitting since I was probably 13, 14 years old. I actually got started on the internet. Me and a few of my homies used to do like these websites. You would like text battle, and it actually really helped me back then, because it you know, taught me different concepts of rhyming, like multi-syllable rhyming, and just wordplay and all that stuff. And that's how I got into it. Like I said, 10 years ago. Throughout high school, we always recorded our own music on like Audacity, cheap microphones, and just put stuff out there. You know, people loved it. And probably about 3-4 years ago, we started recording on Pro Tools, all that stuff, and just getting a lot more serious. You know, recording on, you know, in studios and working with different producers, original beats, doing shows. And that was, you know, probably, like I said, probably 3 years ago since we really dove in full force and was like, you know, we need to do shows, get out there, make original music, build our brand, and you know, it's been working, man. We work hard. You know, like I said, we set up a lot of our shows down there in South Jersey. There's not much going on, so I mean, the past year and a half, I probably did 20 shows at least.
Okay. Hip hop is basically going on like 40 years old now, and it's a dominant global force around the world. What do you feel that you're going to bring different to the table, you and your crew? Or more importantly, you as an individual?
I mean, right now in the underground game, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there's almost like too many haters and people, like almost like we were just talking about the Kanye joint and the Pusha T joint. I mean, for the most part, like, my music is lyrical and it's hip-hop to the fullest, but I like to have fun as well. You know, I'm not going to discourage against something else because it sounds different, or, you know, because I'm young, you know, and I grew up on certain hip-hop that old heads, you know, might think is whack, this and that. So I try to take in the old school, the new school, and bring that all into, you know, my brand and my image, and just, you know, respect the game and just have fun with it at the same time. You know, I don't try to take it too serious and, oh man, that's not real hip hop, that's this and that. You know, I don't try to hate on stuff like that, man. I'm very open-minded about it, and I think that's what, you know, is important, to be open-minded and just enjoy it, you know. Because at the end of the day, it's the hip-hop game, you know, because it's fun, man. It's entertainment.
Okay. So you got any last-minute words for our viewers and our listeners out there?
Nah, man, I just want to shout out the crew, Summers Point Blank, Farb, Fax McFly, Rizzo. That's my Chronic Illness mixtape right there. Download that. I'm working on a new album right now. I got a joint I just dropped with Sean Wiggs. I got Shazzo York on there.
Shout out to Shazzo York.
Yeah, man, so check it out. Good music. I got Black McLeod on there from Army of the Pharaohs, Brooklyn Academy. So, yeah, man.
All right.
So a lot of stuff going on, just working, man. You know, trying to stay busy.
Well, Elsworth, I want to say thank you for coming through. Don't be a stranger. Always
Thanks
come
for
back.
having me,
You know
man.
you're more
Appreciate
than
it,
welcome.
fellas. Yeah, appreciate it.
All right,
Of course.
thank you. Air to the streets every Monday night, 9 p.m. to midnight. Livestream.com/AR to the streets. Peace and love.